You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. It's Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got a comings and goings update for you based on fan concern, fan activity we're seeing on social media. Everybody is asking if Taylor Hayes is leaving Bold and the Beautiful. So in this comings and goings update, we're going to talk about her fate and whether casting news will soon see her out at the CBS soap opera, given all the big action happening this week. And we've got other spoilers for things that are upcoming that we're going to tell you about, so you'll know more about what Taylor is facing in upcoming days. So if you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful casting news, spoilers, updates, everything you need to know. So a lot of fans we're seeing on like Twitter, Facebook, they're worrying about whether Taylor is leaving Bold and whether Krista Allen might be out. And that's because of the storyline twist this week where Brooke accused Taylor of breaking the pact, and Ridge definitely seems to be taking Brooke's side. We're going to see more of that soon. He definitely is. So we just did a video. If you look at our Bold and the Beautiful playlist, we did a video breakdown on who violated the pact first and when. And I will say that according to, and we went back, we rewatched 3 pivotal episodes worth of interactions with Brooke and with Taylor and with Ridge, because a lot of people were saying that when Brooke kissed Ridge, it was either at a Christmas party or a New Year's party. It aired on December 23rd, so I tend to think it was a Christmas party, but a lot of people are getting confused and calling it New Year's, and they were saying that that kiss between Brooke and Ridge happened before they took their vow, before they made the pact between Taylor and Brooke. Well, that's 100% untrue. So we went back and we watched everything. In fact, it was on December 16th, Friday, December 16th, that Brooke and Taylor shared cake and made a vow to never fight over Ridge again. So that was to choose themselves, to put themselves first, not to fight over Ridge. So the terms of their pact, first of all, were loosey-goosey, just not to fight over Ridge. So as long as you're not fighting over him, I don't know, I guess that includes not trying to steal him for yourself. I guess that could be considered fighting. So in terms of that, okay, they made that pact on December 16th. A week later, Friday, December 23rd, at the Christmas party, holiday party, whatever it was that they called it, Ridge he showed up at his dad Eric's house. He stayed for just a few minutes, and on the way out, Pam and Charlie held some mistletoe over Brooke and Ridge's head. And Ridge kind of made that face he makes, you know, where he doesn't talk and he just lets women make decisions that he can waffle around. And Brooke said, we can't ignore the magic of the mistletoe, or we can't deny the magic of the mistletoe. Basically, she was saying we should kiss. And then he stepped closer and he put his face beside hers. He went to kiss her cheek. She stopped him with her hand, turned his face into hers, and put her lips on his lips. We talked about this in the Who Broke the Pact video. She wasn't putting her tongue in his mouth. They weren't sucking face, but it was a romantic kiss, and it was an on-the-mouth kiss. And that was a week after that pact was made. And if we're interpreting that pact to mean you can't engage in anything that would bring Ridge closer to you, then Brooke broke the pact a week after they made it. And you can go back. I encourage you, if you're doubting me at all, go back and watch those 2 episodes. They are available on Paramount Plus. You can watch, because they're all within the current season we're in. You can just scroll back through them. And then there was the night where Ridge was at Brooke's house. She was in that little nightie. And this is what's really, sometimes the Bold and the Beautiful writers really insult our intelligence. Or they've all got amnesia, because when they contradict things that we have seen, and things that we have seen, mind you, within the last 6 months that are very fresh in our minds. These aren't things from years ago. These are very, very recent things. When the writers contradict things, then it's an insult to our intelligence as viewers. Okay. And you can make the excuse, oh, it's just a soap opera, but they should be able to follow logic and history and stick to the known. Because the reason I mention this, the night that Brooke and Ridge almost kissed, when she came back down, when there was a chance he could have been in her house, she came down in this sexy nightie that's not the kind of nightie that a woman sleeps in alone. You know, you sleep in your big grungy t-shirt, right? Or nude, or, you know, whatever, but you don't sleep in something like that. That's itchy and uncomfortable. That's a seduce your boyfriend or husband outfit. That's not a comfortably sleep alone outfit. So Hope was watching Brooke's interaction with Ridge. She came in hot after Ridge left. She flung her mom's robe at her and basically slut-shamed her and said, how could you do this to Taylor? You broke the pact. Okay. That was April 2023. So that was 4 months after the pact. And 4 months after the pact and 3 months and 3 weeks after Brooke violated it the first time. And Hope went off on her mom and said that she violated the pact. Yet on a very recent episode of Bald on Tuesday, June 6th, Hope is then telling Deacon, my mom would never break the pact. She's never done. It's like she completely forgot that entire interaction and is now saying something completely different. And you can't get mad at the character. The character is reading the words that were written for them, and the writers are insulting our intelligence. All right. So the bottom line is, no matter who broke the pact, they are putting Brooke back with Ridge. I can tell you this 100%. This is a spoiler. It is confirmed. We've seen the behind the scenes shots from Rome, Italy. Already, like as soon as Brooke was like, oh, you broke the pact, then she's immediately telling Ridge 2 seconds later, we should be together. And of course, he's standing there with his blank waffle face and just so frustrating. The real problem isn't Brooke. The real problem isn't Taylor. The real problem is Ridge. They should stick to that pact and fling him out the door, my opinion. But the behind the scenes shots of Brooke and Ridge in Rome are them kissing, cuddling. It is romance. It's back on. So Taylor is back in LA alone, and people are wondering, is Taylor leaving Bold and the Beautiful? Is Krista Allen out? All right, let's talk about her contract real quick. Krista Allen debuted as Taylor Hayes, recast replacing Hunter Tylo. Her first episode was December 10th, 2021. So let's say that Krista inked a 2-year deal. Generally, it's like a 1-year deal, a 2-year deal. In rare cases, if you're a big star and they're trying to attract you, maybe a 3-year deal. But let's say a 2-year deal. And that would put that contract ending December 10th, 2023, which we're coming up on. So even if they were going to write her out, I still think they would keep her around for this 6 months to play out this plot. And with Brooke and Ridge back on romantically, where does that leave Taylor? Is she going to exit? Is she out? Are they going to cut off her contract? No, I don't think so. So I think that she is definitely staying. I don't think we have to worry about seeing the last of Krista Allen as Taylor Hayes. But we want to talk about 5 things that we think might happen now that it's, 98% likely that she's staying and 100% likely that she is not going to be in a romance with Ridge. So we've got 5 suggestions of things that the writers could do with Taylor as Krista Allen, with Krista Allen as Taylor. Number 1, we could have her fight for Ridge. Yeah, so maybe Brooke and Ridge go off to Rome, they come back, and maybe Taylor goes full in on this triangle thing and tries to steal him. Of course, that would be tiresome and repetitive because it's exhausting with their triangle. So I certainly hope they don't choose option number 1. Behind door number 2, they could put her with a new guy. Maybe Deacon Sharp, since they kind of have a vibe. Maybe, bizarrely, I don't know, Jack Finnegan. Aren't he and Lee divorced now? He's single. He's a nice looking guy. So maybe that. Or, and this could be a lot of fun, pair Taylor with Bill Spencer. Surely he can overlook the fact that she shot him, right? It's probably not the kinkiest thing Bill has done with a woman. So I think he could get past that. The 4th thing, how about Taylor goes out with hunky young Hollis that she tried to fix Brooke up with, but actually get involved with a romance with him and then, lord it over Brooke and say, Glit, I'm glad you're enjoying Ridge. I have this hot young stud in my bed and he's awesome, hung like a horse, etc. That would be kind of funny. That bartender sure is cute. I like Hollis. All right, before we dig into the 5th and final thing we think they could do with Taylor on Bold and the Beautiful after this twist, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, casting news, all the stuff you need to know. Okay, so our 5th option would be kind of extreme and really out of Taylor's nature, but the way that some fans perceive her. I mean, I have literally seen comments on social media where they're calling her a villain and they are calling her wicked and this and that. And it's just very interesting. Taylor could go full villainous. She could go full villain and spend all her time doing rotten things to screw with people. Like she could, with Brooke and Ridge, she could be constantly messing with them, setting it up to make it look like Brooke is fooling around with someone else, because that's always a hot button point for Ridge. She could just, without openly pursuing Ridge, engage in a lot of sabotage and subterfuge. That's always fun. I always think that villains are the best roles on any soap. Or she could spend her time matchmaking Hope and Thomas just to rile Brooke up. There's a lot she could do, but in terms of a Bold and the Beautiful comings and goings activity, I don't see Krista Allen leaving as Taylor Hayes, at least not until her contract is up this December. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.